Breaking news. Nigerian court strikes out suit seeking to allow Biafra to exit Nigeria. Hear the news in details. Wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world, you are welcome to Biafra Unite channel / television this very moment. Today's date is 12th of March 2024, and I have a breaking information for every one of you listening to my voice right now from where you are all over the world. Biafrans and lovers of freedom, I want you to pay very good attention to this very news, because it's very, very important. I can assure you, my people, it don't happen. It is no longer news that the Fulani elders of northern part of the zoo filed a case some years back, probably in 2021 or 2022, seeking to allow Biafrans, but themselves they called it Igbos, seeking to allow Biafrans to leave the damnable Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria, in a suit that they said compelled the Igbo exit from Nigeria. So without further ado, let us read the news in full details as you can see on your screen. But moving forward, I also want to use this medium to let Biafrans to understand that we are no longer broadcasting on our main YouTube channel, which is Biafra Unite in capital letter, as I have been warning all of us for the past 2 months now. YouTube has finally done what I have been expected. Right now, if you haven't subscribed to our new YouTube channel, which is Biafra Unite TV, I don't know what you are waiting for. So without further ado, let us read the news in full details. And as you can see on your screen, I will be reading from one of the Zoo Gota media outlets, the Daily Post. And according to their headline, they said, court strikes out suit seeking to compel exit of Igbo from Nigeria. Exit of Igbo from Nigeria. Unbelievable. Justice Enyange Demekwo of the Federal High Court in Abuja has struck out a suit instituted by a coalition of northern groups seeking the exit of Igbos in the southeast out of Nigeria. The suit by the group of elders and politicians from the north, led by Nasura Sharif, Balarabe Rufai I, Abdulaziz Suleiman, and Aminu Adam, was thrown out by the judge following the persistent absence of the plaintiffs in court to establish their case. Oh, did you get that? Did you understand? Look at here. Look at here. Following the persistent absence of the plaintiffs in court to establish their case. Following the persistent absence of the plaintiffs in court to establish their case. So what they did that time was gara. What they did was gara. Because of, the humiliation of the Zoo Janjaweed military by Biafra Liberation Army, or should I say by the then Eastern Security Network. Yes. Because of the way we humiliated them. To remember, their women were protesting. Their women were protesting, crying, and telling the zoo government to allow the Biafrans to go. Now, probably because of the kidnap and rendition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, now they thought that all is well. You need to go and check to tell me between the time Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was outside, when it was Eastern Security Network, and the moment Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped and rendition to the zoo, compare it with the current situation on ground. Now that we have Biafra Liberation Army, go back and ask them. Ask the Zoo Janjaweed, what is the difference between when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was outside and now that Mazi Samanepa is leading the way to the liberation of Biafra? Ask them, go back and ask them what is the difference. They will tell you. So don't relax. Do not think we are fools. You came out that time and, you did your gara. You thought we are fools. We are going to, drop our agitation. We are going to lay down our arms and reintegrate into the zoo. No, we are not cowards. We are not fools. So you have to go back and continue with your case. Don't think it's over. We are now in the, in fact, the level where we are now is even things are worse than the way it was when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was around. Things are worse now. The zoo is feeling it now than the way it was before. Because that time, the ESN was actually set up to make sure that terrorists do not, have their grip in Biafra land. But now, and that time it was just terrorists, the Fulani herdsmen terrorists. Now it is all kinds of terrorists, both those in military uniform and those in Boko Haram, or those you call herdsmen. So all of them, they are not allowed in Biafra land. So things are now worse than the way it was before. And they continued. When the matter came up, none of the plaintiffs was in court, and they were not represented by lawyers. You see that? They chickened out. They chickened out because they are not men enough. It is only a coward who say a thing and can never stand by his word. It is only a coward. They are not men enough. Justice Eko, after going through the case file, discovered that the northern groups have not been coming to court since 2022 till date, and had no legal representation. I told you, since 2022 till date. Imagine. Now, immediately Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped. Boom, they disappeared. They thought, yes, they have had it all. They have gotten what they have been looking for, according to Chike Dozie. You see that? Now, in a brief ruling, the judge held that from all indications, the plaintiffs have abandoned their own suit. Justice Eko therefore struck out the case for want of diligent prosecution. The Northern Group had filed the case asking the court to compel the Senate President and Speaker of the House of Representatives to hasten the exit of the Southeastern region out of Nigeria. Nothing like Southeastern region. There is nothing like Southeastern region, and there is nothing like Igbo out of Nigeria. As it stands today, we are still following the map drawn by our, forefathers, or should I say our grandfathers that fought the Biafra war. So we are still following the map until proven otherwise by a referendum. If, I said if, there is if there. Until proven otherwise by a referendum. If. Now you need to understand what I mean. Use your tongue and count your teeth. Then you put the response. You see that? So the map remains unchanged, unshakable. It is like that until proven otherwise by referendum. If. Yes. So it is today in the government of Biafra, you have representatives from all angles as far as Biafra land is concerned. And if you are talking about Igbos alone or Southeast alone, even if referendum proves otherwise, that it is only Igbos will go, it is not about Southeastern part of the zoo. Because there are lots of Igbos gerrymandered into other, geopolitical zones of the zoo, especially in the South, and of course, in the Lower Benue and the Lower Kogi states. So therefore, there are Igbos in the North Central, and there are also Igbos in the South, the place we call South. So if referendum proves otherwise, which I doubt 100%, there are still Igbos in other states, both in the South and this, North Central. So you shouldn't categorize Southeast and ask Southeast to go out of Nigeria. We are going together as a people. Even others don't want to go, they still want to be in Nigeria, then the Igbos that have been gerrymandered into those areas will follow those in the Southeast. And you can't change it. Now, they pleaded that this should be done before the conclusion of the amendment of Nigeria's 1999 constitution. The session request was contained in a suit marked FHC/ABJ/CS/538/2021, instituted by the group of elders and politicians from the north. Yeah, it is 2021. In the suit, they said allowing the Igbo to exit Nigeria will end violence and destruction in the southeast. They also explained that this would stop the repeat of the 1967 to 1970 civil war in Nigeria that led to wanton destruction of lives and property. It wasn't actually a war, rather it was a genocide. The groups also said this will put an end to the agitations by members of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, led by Nnamdi Kanu. They prayed for, among others, a declaration that combined effect of the provisions of Section 4 of the Nigerian Constitution and Articles 1, 2, and 20, Chapter 1 of the African Charter on Human and People's Rights, Ratification and Enforcement Act 2004, is empowered to set in motion a framework for referendum to allow the southeastern region of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to decide on their bid for self-determination. They also urged the court to order the second, third, and fourth defendants, the Senate President, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, and the National Assembly to provide a framework that will pave way for the self-determination of the southeastern states so as to leave the geographical entity called Nigeria before any further step is taken to further amend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria can be further amended at any time after the question of self-determination must have been resolved by Nigerians, the plaintiff said. That was in the year 2021 when they instituted this very, case. Probably early 2021, because I believe that it was after the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and his subsequent rendition to the zoo. Then the case died down. They no longer appear to the court since 2022, since early 2022. You see that? That is hypocrisy. And these people are not supposed to call men. They are not men. It is only a fool and coward that runs away from this kind of a case, from the case that he himself instituted. It's a shame. But whether they like it or not, whether case or no case, Biafrans are going. We are leaving the zoo, and there is nothing anybody can do about it. You can never stop it, whether case or no case. You can't stop it. We are leaving. We are leaving. Whatever happens, whether the court strikes it out or not, it doesn't concern us. We are fighting our way out of the damnable zoological republic. Thank you, my people. To Salo Numozia and make it go viral.